So I just came to the realization having this conversation that, yeah, a lot of times for a long time I resented our relationship because I felt like I lacked a lot of things that I wanted and needed as a young man. But the fact that his presence, I still learned a lot from it.
Just being there,
And
absolutely.
then I'd have a clear understanding of some of my tendencies as a man because
Absolutely.
I've witnessed him in his actions. He didn't say a lot, but I witnessed all of his actions, and I know where I get some of my aggression or
Versus me, I don't know where it come from.
how would you say being a father changed you?
It's changed my life, to answer your question, because it's taught me to be more responsible, even though I have flashes of irresponsibility.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But it's really helped me to dial in a lot of decisions. There's a lot of things that I don't do, and one reason why I don't do them is because I think of my babies. I got to be here for them.
Having that in the back of mind at all times about you just can't afford to go ahead and crash out because you got two babies depending on you. So knowing that about yourself and just how dedicated you are to that mission in life as being the best father you could possibly be, how did your father not being like present in your life, how do you feel that that may have impacted the way you parent?
I think that's why it's so strong. That's why it's by any means necessary. You've seen, we've driven, I don't know, damn near an hour away to see Peasy, to see her, just to be there for an event for her. 10, 15, maybe 30 minutes max, just to turn around, drive back another hour. And the reason why I do that is because I know what it means to look up in the stands and my father not being there. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
That's why shit, we're going to navigate this crazy ass traffic. You know what I'm saying? To be there for 15, 20, 30 minutes. So she'll know in that moment, daddy was there.
You can't be there all the time, but in those moments when you can, and you just
got to.
choose not to because you think the kids are okay, they not.
They notice, they looking.
They notice.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Now I've played football from like the age of 9 up until I got through college, and I don't think my dad ever came to a single game.
Absolutely. We got the same story, been around each other 30 years. You've never seen my dad, I've never seen yours. Yeah.
Didn't bother to drive me to a practice and none of that type stuff. So I just wonder, what I really miss from not having those moments. Because I go to the gym in the afternoons after work, and there's just one dad in there working out with his daughter. And I'm just like, man, every time I see a dad doing something like that with their kids, I be like, man, that's so dope.
Yep.
That's so dope. Because I'm full grown adult male, so I'm take full responsibility for everything that I have in my life and everything that I don't, right? But I feel like not having an active father that was like really pouring into me, trying to give me the game, just being a dad, I really feel like that created a what's the word? A void, or put me at a deficit.
Absolutely.
For my development.
Absolutely.
As a young man.
It ruined me as far as relationship.
It
because
ruined
what I
me.
learned about, go ahead, you finish.
No, go ahead.
What I learned about relationships came from my brother, who was a child,
Right.
who learned from rap music and rap videos and movies.
Right. And I feel like it really stunted my confidence.
I'm learning more and more. It's easier when I get older. I won't say it's easier. I take that word back. I'm learning to be present more and more. First level was just to be there because I attributed a lot of my stress, and I think a lot of young black males do too. My dad wasn't there for me. You feel what I'm saying? So the first level of becoming a dad is I just want to be there. So now I had to learn, and I'm still learning, to take it to another level. Just being there and being present, that's two total different things.
Totally different.
But like you said, him not being there put me in such a deficit, I couldn't even think about being present. My initial goal was just to be there. Right. Now, my son and my daughters, their job when they have kids is they're going to know I'm going to be there and be present. That's going to be their foundation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like if I don't do anything else, I've already broken a generational curse in some way.
For sure. And when I see you with your kids and all of my homeboys for that matter, it's like this little lazy ass narrative about black fathers being deadbeats or absentee fathers. That is not the case, because every single person that I consider a homeboy that have kids, whether they still with the mother or not, they prioritize being there.
Yep.
At some degree, in most cases, is being present, like you just
Absolutely,
described,
yeah.
for their kids.
Sometimes though, it's just one of those things, man. Certain kids, they had the dad. They had someone that was present. And they can't really respect it because they don't know what it's like not having a dad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know.
And that's sometimes I think about it. It's like, damn, well, what if I'm doing my best to be there for them and show them all these things, but what if they don't really appreciate it or respect it because they've always had it? You know what I'm saying? You can't control how they receive the message. The only thing you can do your best is try to deliver it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And we're operating, I am, out of a deficit. You know what I'm saying? And so you just pray that they understand.
Don't never think that your role in their life isn't important. And I know it's going to be points where they look like they don't give a damn about what you're talking about, or they don't appreciate your effort, but trust and believe, brother. It's registered.
Yeah.
For sure. That's never a bad investment, pouring into your kids and giving them every resource that you possibly can to give them a leg up, instilling confidence into them, giving them life lessons, whether it's, practical stuff in terms of finance or just things they can use spiritually to kind of help navigate life, because, you know what's coming.
Oh, I know what's coming.
You know what's coming for them.
The different stages and
just
phases.
having somebody that they love, respect, and trust, giving them that information, that's invaluable. That's something that I guess everybody that had a hand to raise me did the best they could. Like I say, and I said all that earlier about my dad, about how he wasn't there, he didn't go to none of my games, but I learned as an adult to give him grace, because I did not understand, and I still to this day don't really understand
how he was raised,
or what he had going on.
Absolutely.
Because to look at the fact of the matter is, he and my mom combined, annual income probably wasn't very much, and he had 3 boys. Probably, had a mortgage when I was a kid.
And then growing up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, in that time, wasn't the easiest for an African-American, period, especially African-American male. Let's keep that about.
Everything that I said that I feel like I lacked for him not being like present. Like he was there, but he wasn't showing up as a presence in my life like that. So I got to give him some understanding. I got to apply some understanding and give him grace in that respect, that, we don't necessarily know what our parents were going through.
Yeah.
Not to excuse it, but they probably, I will say this, that I'm pretty much 100% sure that my dad was a better father to me than his father was to him.
Hey, progression.
So in his mind, he definitely moved the ball downfield in terms of for everything that he wasn't, in terms of like emotional or, any type of support, like that loving type stuff that you would have wanted from a father. He was always a protector, and he was always a provider.
This episode of the 1090 Show is brought to you by our sponsor, Project Lean Nation. We are a comprehensive wellness program, and we are the next step in your health and fitness journey. We leverage support, technology, education, and prepared meals to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in a desirable fashion.
But yeah, man, I think you can't underestimate, like I said, I just came to the realization having this conversation that, a lot of times, for a long time, I resented our relationship because I felt like I lacked a lot of things that I wanted and needed as a young man. But the fact that his presence, I still learned a lot from it.
Just being there, absolutely.
And then I'd have a clear understanding of some of my tendencies as a man.
Absolutely.
Because I've witnessed him in his actions. He didn't say a lot, but I witnessed all of his actions, and I know where I get some of my aggression or
versus me, I don't know where it come from, and it's passed down, right? So you were able to at least look in the mirror, as in watch your dad, and kind of get some understanding. People try to act like they don't have stuff. And you might not consciously choose stuff, but there's things that every individual goes through that they don't really understand because trauma, genetics, all these things is passed down through your DNA.
Mm.
Unless you know everybody in your family tree, there's no way you can understand everything you feel. You feel what I'm saying? Unless you have a one-on-one and you're able to like fully break it down. That's why I just try my best not to judge people. You know what I'm saying? Because I deal with things all the time and I be like, man, what the fuck? You feel me? But maybe if my dad was there, you follow me? Yeah. I have a better understanding.
We've talked about relationships on this channel a bunch of times, and I know I've made reference to my wife a lot, but how I am in my relationship, you talk about how you are in your relationships, how you felt like that's a large part by not having a dad around.
And to come to find out, my daddy is just like he was a player.
How I am in my marriage and my relationship is because I never wanted to make my wife or my woman feel the way I think my mom may have felt at times in that relationship. I'm going to sacrifice my own happiness to keep peace.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I never wanted that dynamic in my relationship. So that's why when we talked about relationships in the past, I'm always strategic of how I think, how's this moment? Like I could be seething, I could be hot, but I'm not necessarily going to make this a thing in this moment because I've seen when a man just says whatever the hell he's feeling and how it can change the whole mood, the whole dynamic in an entire household for everybody there. And for me and my wife, it's just her and I. So she's going to carry all of that. And I don't want that.
Absolutely.
So that's how so when you pointed that fact out, that's in large part why I am the way I am. I'm more thoughtful about how I say things or what I do. And
like we was talking about being there, and then just by being there, bro. That's the importance of just being present. Just being there, you teach your kids so much shit.
I got that
bro,
from him.
I'm gonna tell you two things, really three, but things they pick up on, right? Like Eli, I just do it, and I know I do it. Little bags of chips, you crush them up, right? What we do? Head back, and just throw them down. Eli tries to eat his chips like that all the time. I eat popcorn fast, right? He chokes down popcorn. He gets that from me. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, he's trying to eat popcorn like his dad. He's trying to eat them chips like his daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like
those stuff like that be so cool to me.
Yeah, it's like, boy, where you get that from? He starts skinning and grinning. You know, those are things that they try to do. Then you have some things that you don't have to teach them. It's just in them. They just do it. But one of the coolest things, this is my claim to fame as a 40-year-old dad, right? So my little girl she's turned into a sneakerhead. And she gets a lot of props in school from kids because of her drip.
Right.
And if she wants shoes as a present, she don't want nobody else to get them but who?
Daddy.
Her daddy. Man, if we're going to wrap this thing up, I want to say it real quick. For my nephew come back in. Shout out to everybody that's navigating that's going through loss. This might be your first one. It may be your 10th one. It never gets easier. We already know that. So shout out to you navigating this holiday. You know, we would love for you to drop a comment. Maybe you had a superstar dad, you know, a fond memory, any little story. Drop that in the comment, man. We thinking of you. Our hearts are with you. I just thought about my nephew. Shout out to my nephew, Cameron Keyshawn. He a hard-working boy. He's navigating this world, just lost his dad. I know it's hard. So shout out to y'all, you know, that's had to go through that. You know what I mean? We're thinking about you. And we got nothing but love for you, baby. Keep pushing. It doesn't get easier. But you got an opportunity. Some of you have an opportunity to create a legacy, make an impact with your child. And they can be small, man. Just like me and my kids in the shoes. It ain't got to be big. You know, we don't understand the power of small sometimes. And I know I don't. And I still need to get better at it.
You can't put a price on having a positive male role model in some young people's lives, especially these young boys.
Yes.
So if you're a man of integrity, if you're a man of any type of character, and you know some young people in your community, man, just just be mindful of how you carry yourself in their presence, because they're watching and they're looking, especially if they don't have a father, they're looking for a man to emulate.
Absolutely.
They're looking for a man that they can respect and they admire, who they one day would like to see themselves being somewhat like you. So be mindful how you carry yourself, and always speak life to these young people, because you never know what one thing you say or do that can impact a person for the rest of their life. You can change a person's life by a single word. So be mindful of that. And man, shout out to all the dads. We know Father's Day is a thankless holiday. So, just try to smile when you get that tie or that card with no money in it. It's okay.
Yeah, it is okay.
I mean, it's really the thought. For Father's Day, it's truly the thought that counts.
Hey, man. And
we you ain't getting shit else.
Hey, yes, true. But I'm grateful that they even think about it sometimes.
Hey,
but the reality is, one thing I leave to any father, whether you have kids or like yourself, you're trying to be a positive male role model to the kids around you. My daughter told me this years ago. She was like, "Daddy, you're a hero." I was like, "Why?" She said, "Because you help people. Not all heroes wear capes." You know what I'm saying? And that just touched. See, that's the benefit of having a daughter, boy. You had them little moments like that. And any man that's trying to help a child,
real,
you're a hero, baby.
Yeah, because
not all heroes wear capes, man. They are the future. I don't give a shit what you've done personally. It could be the worst thing ever. When you see a child, do your best to impute something good in that child. Sow a good seed in that child. That is our duty as men. I just really believe that. Give a child an encouraging word. It's an opportunity for us all to start over a little bit.
Yeah, we are. Community needs leaders. Our community needs positive men of high moral fiber.
They say life is 10/90. 10% of what happens, and 90% of how you respond. Yo, I'm trying to elevate, so I'ma take the ups with the downs. Pound for pound, the greatest, God gave me the crown. Graduated from the streets, got my cap and my gown. Made mistakes on the way, but I turned them around.